Hello everybody, welcome back to another election video. This time we're going to be covering what exactly, or how exactly can an electoral college tie happen, and what would the process be for determining the tiebreaker. So there's two scenarios where an electoral college tie can happen. We'll do the far out scenario. So this is assuming Biden wins these three states. Well, Trump wins these three, and Nebraska second just goes to the Democrats. This is a potential 269 to 269 scenario. It's not the most likely, however. I'm going to show you guys the most likely scenario right here. Okay, so this pretty much involves Biden winning these states, while Trump wins the southern states, Arizona, Nevada, and Nebraska second. The reason I decided to make this video is because they're actually trying to change how Nebraska does its electoral votes. They're trying to get rid of Nebraska's second district. They're just trying to make Nebraska completely winner take all, which would definitely help Republicans, and it could enable this scenario to be a lot more likely to actually occur because currently Nebraska second is a Democratic leading district. Now, it is possible Trump could win here, but it's more likely that Biden wins here. It's like a 70% chance that I would say Biden wins Nebraska second. I would be very surprised to see him lose it. But in this scenario, let's just hypothetically say that 30% chance happens, or they successfully change the rules of Nebraska to go to winner take all again. But I think that's also unlikely that they get that rule change because one of the Democrats that swapped to the Republican Party that gives the Nebraska legislature branch a supermajority for the Republicans, he already said that he would support a filibuster against changing this Nebraska second rule and turning it into a winner take all state. But let's say that they somehow do that, or the 30% chance happens. What exactly is the tiebreaker? Well, it goes to state house delegations, and that is with the incoming House of Representatives. So let's try to work this map here so we can see the whole thing. Well, for some reason, it's only shown part of it. But basically, it just operates based off of what the incoming House delegation is. So if it's a majority, so let's say let's use Nevada. That's a good example. Nevada has 3 House Democrats on this map, and Republicans have 1. So these 3 House Democrats will obviously vote Democratic in the state House delegation. That seat goes blue. But what happens if it's a tie? If it's a tie, then it's just a deadlocked state house delegation, and it just stays deadlocked until a deal is worked out. So that's pretty much how it operates, basically. So getting into this, we're just going to use the current map of the state house for the Democratic side. Yes, the state house, because there's only one representative for Alaska. That would be blue, which is kind of funny. But let's just get into filling these out. New Hampshire and Maine, these are both states with the 2 representatives, but both are Democratic. Minnesota, that would be a deadlocked one, so I'm remaining as a toss-up. Let's see here. Let's just keep filling in these Republican ones. And yes, it is pretty much just based off of each state. Each state doesn't have like a separate amount of electoral votes. It's literally just you need to get 26 states to go with you to win the presidency, and the Senate chooses the VP pick, basically. So I'm going to just continue filling this out. Georgia and North Carolina are gerrymandered favor Republicans. Arizona, it's currently Republican. Their state house delegation, a majority of them. And I think we're good. And Wisconsin. So currently it's 22 to 1 to 27. So Democrats, if it goes to an electoral college tie, they're probably going to lose it just based off this map. There's potential flips for the Democrats, though, that maybe they could make it so they get that tiebreaker overruled. They could potentially win a House seat in Montana, making that a tied House delegation, so that takes away support from the Republicans, and they could potentially win in Arizona, and that would pretty much make it so they only have 25 state delegations. I don't really see any other states that could pretty much easily flip. Maybe Iowa if they win 2 of those House seats, maybe Wisconsin if they somehow win those two Republican-leaning districts that I kind of doubt. That's a potential flip they could possibly get. I really don't see anything else in this map that's really gettable for them. But they could pretty much create something like this to happen. But yeah, if it's like this, I don't really see a real path for Democrats here. So if it is an electoral college tie, like on this map, Trump will probably be the president in this scenario because I just don't see them getting this lucky in the state house delegations. Even this is not enough because Montana could just decide to just break the tie, or but that House Democrat elected probably would refuse to break that tie unless they negotiated something, maybe like a Democratic VP or something. I could see maybe Montana breaking the tie in that scenario, but this is like realistically the only way Democrats could kind of prevent a House tie going to Republican. But even then, Republicans have the bargaining advantage because they're already at 25. But there's also a scenario where, let's say that they carry Arizona, Montana, Minnesota stays tied. There's also a scenario Republicans get even more lucky. Again, there's 7 Democrats in Michigan and 6 Republicans currently. In Alyssa Slotkin's old seat, it's an open seat. If Republicans win that seat, it goes as a Republican state in this electoral college tie. So it could get worse for them. And also could get worse if they somehow defeat Jared Golden, which I doubt because I just think he's a pretty strong Democrat electorally, or they flip a seat in New Hampshire, they could cause a tied delegation in both these states, making it worse for Democrats. But currently, I'm going to just revert it back to the current map. Okay, so again, if an electoral college tie happens, it's most likely a Republican winning unless something weird happens in the House of Representatives in the 2024 election. And the Senate will probably go Republican as well. I'm pretty sure that's the incoming Senate too, so Democrats can't choose the VP in this scenario either. So overall, it's pretty much a sure bet. If it ties, a Republican will win as president, and they'll probably have a Republican vice president, assuming the Senate also goes Republican, which it probably will in this scenario. But this is the most likely way an electoral college tie would happen, and the likelihood definitely increases if they somehow change Nebraska to winner-take-all rules, but I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, this is just my current take on an electoral college tie. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it. I'll feel free to answer them. But if you're new to the channel, highly recommend subscribing if you enjoy politics videos like these. But other than that, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.